on Twist, and thank God today I get to do this Saturday night's main event review. This one is from May 23rd in my home state, Fort Wayne, Indiana. And if you enjoy WWE content like this, please subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, I usually do a lot of Raw recap and reviews every week. They come out on a Tuesday, and I do these for the PLEs, like this one. So let's get into the first match of Saturday night's main event. We start the match off with some star power going in. We have the women's WWE champion Rhea Ripley teaming up with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, Charlexa, versus the former champion Jade Cargill with her team with B-Fab and Michin. They also got the fire Michael Jackson tribute attire, so that was fire. Go watch Michael if you ain't seen it. Crazy movie. And to start the match off, we got Rhea Ripley and Jade. They have a little stand-up. We're like, oh, we finna get the little preview for next week. But nope. She tags in B-Fab to get in, and B-Fab gets cooked by Rhea. Get a big clothesline in her. She ends up taxing in Alexa. Alexa gets in, hits a Hurricanrana on her. Then that leads to B-Fab tagging in Michin. But Michin just starts getting whooped by Alexa now. And then that leads to her tagging in Charlotte. They do a little double team drop kick on the Michin. Charlotte getting the leg takedown on the Michin, flipping around over and over and over and over. Then she does a little cartwheel clothesline, which I do not like. I feel like it's stupid, and the person getting hit with it has to sell it like crazy for it to work. Then B-Fab tries to run in afterwards, try to get the thing, but she gets knocked down by both tag team members. That leads to Jade trying to get the advantage of everything, pulls Alexa's leg down, takes her outside, super kicks her, gets into the ring, has a standoff with Charlotte, but that was a plan. That leads to Michin getting out of nowhere, sneak attacking her, knocking her down. Now they have the advantage now. They start whooping on Charlotte, and for a couple minutes going on, they're having multiple tags between B-Fab, Michin, and Jade, both knocking out Charlotte, stopping her from getting the tag in. Even Michin has a really good move. She has Charlotte on the top rope, does a top rope Rana off of that, but Charlotte kicks out of that. Charlotte tries to go for the hot. Nah, B-Fab stops the hot tag. And they both fighting back and forth, at least doing a double pump kick into each other. And then we get on to the real hot tag. Ripley's on fire, gets into the ring, drop kicks Jade off on the apron, and then clotheslines Michin into the ring. Then picks her up for a suplex, and then hits her with a drop kick down below. Then goes to the top rope and lands the top rope drop kick on her. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Kick out from Michin. Then she says it's time to get it over. Tries to go for the riptide, but that gets reversed by Michin. And then Michin turns that into a reverse Hurricanrana. Nasty. Spiked around the head. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Kick out from Rhea though. That leads to Rhea getting the tag in. Alexa gets in the match. Hits her with a Hurricanrana DDT on the Michin. That leads to a kick out. She leaves on the tag in B-Fab. B-Fab runs into the ring. She's finna hit her with the sister Abigail, but that gets reversed by B-Fab. It turns that into a DDT. Goes for a pin on Alexa, but Alexa kicks out of it. Now Michin and B-Fab try to take the advantage on Alexa. They try to go for the double suplex, but Alexa turns that into a boom DDT. She gets the hot tag into Charlotte. Charlotte goes to the top rope, does the top rope crossbody onto them, then picks up Michin, hits her with a big German suplex, and then that leads to a back and forth between Michin and Charlotte. Charlotte tries to do his handstand Rana to Michin, but Michin catches her, turns that into the Styles Clash. Shout out AJ Styles. 1, 2. Rhea gets in, stops the pin, hits her with a headbutt on B-Fab. But then Jay out of nowhere hits a super kick on the Rhea. But then Alexa gets to the ring. She see Jay, and she ain't scared of her. Smack the taste out of Jay's mouth. And Charlotte gets in the ring. Charlotte boots down Jay. That leads to Charlotte and Alexa having a little bestie moment, but boom, double super kick by Michin and B-Fab on them. That leads to a double down between all the women. That leads to tags from both teams. Then we get the Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill standoff. They get into a boo, yeah, boo, yeah. Rhea caps off the boo, yeah, with a headbutt on her. She goes for the riptide. 1, 2. Stopped by Michin. She ain't letting her homie go out like that. At least Alexa get into the ring. Big elbow to Michin. Then B-Fab does a big kick on Alexa. Then Charlotte gets in. Does a big kick on the B-Fab. That leads to Charlotte and Rhea having a moment. They link in together. They hit double chops on the Michin and B-Fab. And then hit double fall away slams onto them. Then they go, suck it, and they start aura farming. When Alexa Bliss get in the ring, they all holding each other down. But Jade ain't going for it. She knocks all of them down. Big pump kick to Rhea. Hits her with the jaded. 1, 2, 3. That's game. Jade Cargill gets the dub with B-Fab and Michin. I give that match a 4.5 stars. Everyone got to cook in this match. Everyone got to get their spots in. And Jade Cargill now has all the momentum leading into Clash of Italy, which probably means Rhea Ripley's going to win. You know, but we're going to see. We're going to see. I can't wait to see that match. Great match. Great opener for the event. Now let's move to the next match. Next match, we get Sol Ruca versus Becky Lynch in a non-title match because last week Sol challenged her, and Becky was like, "You can have it, but you ain't fight me for the belt." We get into the ring. Sol does her entrance. Becky does her entrance, and before the bell rings, she cheap shots to Sol, hits punching her down. The ref like, "What you doing?" Jessica Carr, who she's had many beefs with, like, "What you doing? Stop that!" Getting in her face, but then Sol gets a little clothesline in. Now she getting her get back. The bell rings. Now she hits her with picks her up, hits her with a spinning face plant suplex down there. Then she hits her with a springboard crossbody into a big super kick. Then that leaves Becky in the corner. Sol runs towards her. Becky throws her over it, but Sol ain't worried on the apron. Big kick to her. Then does a springboard 450 clothesline on Becky. Becky going to the outside. Becky tries to knock her down while she's standing on the apron. She does the big handstand, drop back down. Big soccer penalty kick onto her. Then she jumps on the ring post, backflip, moonsault on the Becky. Crazy. She gets her back into the ring. Now she's trying. They have a big back and forth between them. Sol tries to land a Soul Snatcher onto her, but as she's jumping off, she low-key botches her lip and she slips off. But the intention was for the Soul Snatcher, but Becky grabs the ref and throws her in her direction of where the Soul Snatcher could have been. That leads to Sol landing directly on the ref. The ref is knocked down, and the ref goes ring the bell, and DQ win. But not for Becky. Sol Ruca is announced as the winner because Becky technically caused the DQ by throwing a ref into a move. So Sol Ruca gets the dub on Becky. I give that match a 3 stars. It was hyping up. It was getting right, but, shenanigans mess it up. And then after that match, then Becky grabs her belt, whops Sol Ruca from behind, then hits her with 3 manhandle slams. Overkill. But the saving grace for all that is Nick Aldis tells her, you got a match of Clash of Italy against her, right? She's like, for what? So we're going to have the real match at Clash of Italy. They just wanted us to get to watch, Y'all messed up for that. Y'all know that, but let's move on. Then we get into the Intercontinental Championship match between Penta versus the challenger. Oh, Ego. We get Ethan Page with it. The match starts off, funny enough, with multiple waist locks between each other. They're just going eye to eye, duh on eye, back and forth. But Penta stops it with a big super kick of his own, and then tries to do a little corner splash to Ethan, but that gets missed. That leads to Ethan getting advantage, hitting multiple strikes on the Penta, a couple punches, a couple kicks, a couple chops. But Penta stops all that by landing his Hurricanrana off of Ethan Irish Whip, and then finishes off with a backbreaker. And that leads to Penta trying to do the little springboard DDT, but that gets caught midair by Ethan with a drop kick. Crazy spot. And then Ethan has the advantage. He tries to throw Penta to the corner, but Penta jumps off the rope to a little old school lucha arm drags him down, hits him with a super kick. At least Ethan goes to the outside. Penta is finna go for a move for the outside, but Ethan gets out the way, so he baseball slides his way to the outside, tries to run at Ethan Page, but Ethan Page lifts him up for a back body drop, back straight to the announce table. Owie. Then Ethan picks him up, starts throwing him into the ring post, does that twice, and then he gets to the ring, starts dominating him down and forth, big punches onto him, big headlocks back and forth, slamming him down to the ground. But then Penta gets his comeback in by hitting with kicks to the leg, then the reverse sling blade. Then he gets him to the corner, does the delayed drop kick, slap down there. That leads Ego onto the outside. He hits him with the tope con hilo, which is basically an outside swanton bomb to your opponent. Gets him to the ring, goes to the top rope, goes for the crossbody down there. Boom. Now he gets Ethan Page into the corner. Ethan Page hits him with a big boot, though, to stop the advantage. From the outside, Penta does a little Hurricanrana, flipping him down into the ring. He hits him with a springboard DDT, goes for the pin. 1, 2. Kick out from Ethan. He wants that belt bad. He not going like that. Penta tries to get it over with, tries to go for the Penta driver, but that gets reversed by Ethan Page. He turns that around into a big slam of his own. He goes for the pin, but Penta kicks out of it. Then we're getting to the end of the match going around. We get into a boo, yeah, super kick, super kick, super kick, super kick, kick, double kick leads to a double down between both men. They both get up, and Ethan ends the exchange by hitting the code breaker, known as the confidence breaker with him. Goes for a pin. 1, 2. Penta not going out like that. Now that leads to Ethan again tries to pick up Penta, thinks he has advantage, but Penta driver on him, goes for the pin. Kick out from Ethan though. He gets Ethan to the top rope, and he looks like he's finna flip a move, but Ethan fakes, tries to pull his mask off, leads to Penta to get distracted. He grabs a big top rope, power slam down on the ground. 1, 2, kick out from Penta, and Ethan is going insane. He's like, I don't know how to get this over. He's like, you know what? Let me go to the turnbuckle. He rips the turnbuckle off. Leads to the ref distraction. After Ethan removes the turnbuckles, he's near the corner. Penta tries to run at him. He gets out the way. That leaves Penta hitting the turnbuckle. Ethan goes for the roll up. 1, 2, kick out from Penta. He not going down like that. That pisses off Ethan again. He ends up taking another turnbuckle off. The ref fix it. And then that leads to Penta Ego hitting the turnbuckle. Leads to Penta hitting the springboard Mexican Destroyer, which is one of the coldest moves in wrestling, by the way. 1, 2, 3. Big dub from Penta. I give that match a 5 stars. Great back and forth between these men. Ethan is new here. He takes the loss, but he still looks strong. It took a lot of moves to knock him out of there. And Penta on a crazy run. I'm loving the Intercontinental Championship run. He don't dodge no smoke. He's a fighting champion. It's what we love to see. And we get on to our next match. We have Scream Mode, aka Paige and Brie Bella, the women's tag team champions versus the challengers and the former champions, the Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend. Nia Jax to start the match will try to sneak attack them, try to run at them before when the bell started. Scream Mode get out the way, they duck out the way, and then hit her in the stomach. Hit her with the dual bulldog situation, and Paige hits her with a big knee after that, tries to go for the pin, but Nia kicks out of that. She ends up tagging in Brie Bella back in. That leads to Brie going to a top rope double axe handle, goes to another top rope double axe handle. She said, you know what, why not for a third time? But this time she gets caught by Nia Jax, and she gets flipped and turned into a Samoan drop. Goes for the pin there, but a kick out from Brie. That leads to Nia then tagging in Lash Legend. Lash Legend's trying to do a kick on the Brie, but ends up missing. That leads her to tagging in Paige. Paige and Brie are now in the ring. They end up hitting Lash Legend with a double code breaker. Fire move right there. The Lash Legend gets to get back by landing a big pump kick on the Paige, and then doing the hair pull down, and then that leads to a whole bunch of domination of her knocking Paige down, stopping her from trying to get a tag in to Brie. She ends up tagging in Nia Jax. Nia Jax's turn to get some domination in. She even uses her eye and smushes it all on Paige on the rope. Then keeps stopping her from trying to tag in Paige. Paige finally fights back out of it. Lands the hot tag. He gets to the top rope drop kick on the Nia. Then hits it with the yes kicks. Yes. Shout out Bryan Danielson. Then hits Nia with a big knee. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Kick out from Nia. The force is not going. But then Nia fights back out of it. She hits it with a headbutt. She's Samoan, so it has like extra damage. Then she tags in Lash Legend. Lash hits her with the middle rope frog splash. And then Lash picks her up for the assisted leg drop from Nia Jax in the middle rope. Pop her down. 1, 2. Paige gets in the ring, stops the pin off of that. At least the Paige going to the top rope now. She tries to jump and attack on for Nia, but Nia catches her. Paige turns that around to a sunset flip pin. She's pinning her, and for extra leverage, Brie Bella puts her foot on her so she can get more pressure on her. 1, 2, 3. Scream Mode, get the W on that. I thought that was a good match. Not a lot of back and forth on Scream Mode sides. Paige was getting whooped most of the match. She was taking a lot of the heat. But I thought it was a pretty good match, and it was a pretty good way to beat these women of Lash and Nia, of their stature. It was a good way to like have them still look strong, but still lose the match. But I don't know who's gonna be taking the belts off of Brie and Paige. I'm pretty sure they're just waiting for Nikki Bella to come back, and then are gonna betray Paige most likely. I think that's gonna happen. But I enjoyed the match. Good match. Uh, at least with a full match compared to what Soul and Becky Lynch was. Then we get to our main event of the evening. It is for the tag team titles. We have the champions division, Austin Theory, Logan Paul versus the challengers, the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. And we get Montez and Austin Theory to start the match off, and they're going back and forth with the fans because they're singing Fire Logan Paul. Theory's going over there trying to console Logan. He's like, don't listen to him, man. Don't listen to him, man. With that distraction, Montez goes for a roll-up on a Theory, but he picks out of it quickly saying, I got you. I almost got you, man. I almost got you. Leads to a boom tie-up between Theory and Montez, and this surprised me. They did 2 tie-up situations, Irish whips, same result. Shoulder tackle from Austin Theory back to back. And then he tags in Logan. And Montez is a little disheveled at that, but he says, come on, test the strength. Logan says, test the strength. He said, do that. And then cheap shot from Logan. He kicks him in the sternum with it. Then he Irish whips him and then hits him with his own shoulder tackle. It's like, dang, he getting cooked. Logan Aura Farmer, but Tess says, I ain't going like that. Let me kip up right into it. Gets hype for the people. Then hits him with arm drags and then hits him with multiple drop kicks. He tags in his teammate Dawkins. They do a double flapjack on a Logan Paul and then do a double flapjack on the Austin Theory on top of Logan Paul. Then they do double clotheslines to the outside on the Vision. The Vision like, you know what, man, let's pack it up, bro. We don't need to deal with them. Let's go. Paul, let's go. If the Street Profits said, we got a belt to win. They go outside, they knock him down, throw him into the beer cage, throwing him back into the ring. Angelo Dawkins is now fighting Logan Paul. He gets him to the corner, hits him with the spin splash into a kick. He goes for a pin. 1, 2, kick out from Logan. Then off of a distraction from Austin Theory, Logan gets the advantage, hits him with an uppercut on Angelo Dawkins, and now it's time for the Vision to dominate Angelo. They tag in back and forth, stopping him. And one good hot tag opportunity, they stopped. Angelo Dawkins was finna get it, but Logan gets to the outside and then pulls Montez's legs down. He hits face first into the stairs to stop a hot tag. But then Angelo Dawkins finally gets back. He punches both of them. He throws Logan Paul into Austin Theory's arms. That leads to him doing a neck breaker on Austin Theory, a double neck breaker DDT combo. And then it's time for the hot tag. Montez gets into the ring with a top rope elbow on Austin Theory. Then he gets a clothesline on him. And then he has a clothesline onto Logan on the apron. Then, but Austin Theory tries to fight back, but he goes for the spinning jump on him. But he catches him, turns that into a power slam, hits it with a standing moonsault. 1, 2, kick out from Theory. He want to be champ, man. Theory tags in Logan and hits him with a spinning big punch right there. Logan hits with the springboard, close on the inside, goes for the pin there. Kick out of there from Montez. Montez then tries to do a roll up onto him. He kicks out of it. He gets a tag in to Dawkins. Dawkins grabs him and throws him at Montez. He catches him for a German suplex right there. Then he goes for a suicide dive on a Logan Paul on the outside. Then he gets back into the ring. Angelo Dawkins picks up Austin Theory on his arms so Montez can go to the top rope, do the Doomsday Blockbuster. He's when he jumps off, brings him down like that. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Logan saves the day. He wants his belts. But Dawkins, pissed off, gets back in the ring. Clotheslines Logan to the outside. Then that leads to the Vision being collided next to the turnbuckle on the outside. Montez does the tope con hilo over the top rope onto them. But as it's happening, Braun Breaker runs down from the entranceway. He tries to run all the way down to try to spear Montez, but Montez knows that he jumps over on top of him, and that leads to Angelo Dawkins lifting him up, throwing him over the announce table. He'd be like, let's go, we getting into it. That leads to Dawkins throwing Austin Theory into the ring, hits him with a spine buster. Montez goes to the top rope, hits it with the frog splash, RVD style. He flips over. He has to crawl over back to him. 1, 2. Paul Heyman grabs the leg, puts it on the rope. That leads to Montez getting distracted. He goes to the outside. He tries to jump on Paul Heyman, but as he's jumping onto him, Logan Paul goes bah with the brass knuckles. He's knocked out. He throws him back into the ring, but Angelo Dawkins ain't see it, so he does a tope con hilo to the outside on Logan Paul, not knowing that his teammate needs assistance in the ring. Austin Theory, still a little woozy, just crawls over, puts his arm over him. 1, 2, 3. The Vision retained the championship. I give that match 4.25 stars. Good back and forth between the men. You know, it was the small heel moment where they beat up on the faces, but they heated it up to make it get them more stars. You know, they added more energy spots after they came back. So yeah, it looks like the Vision are still champs, and it looks like maybe the Street Profits are going to need Seth Rollins in order to get this tag team titles. But overall, I give the show a thumbs up. Great Saturday Night's main event. If this is great, I can't wait to see what's going to happen at Clash of Italy, because it's going to be weapons involved. You know, it's going to be a lot of great things coming out. So make sure to be ready for that. That review will be coming out that next Monday. But speaking of Monday, I do Monday Raw recapping reviews. Make sure to be able to check that every week. And I will be doing WWE 2K26 content on this channel as well. You can check out the CM Punk showcase we just finished. And my Rise will be coming out soon, so be sure to check out for that. I'm Twist. I want to let you guys that Jesus loves you and to always keep God first. I'm out.